Well, all right, all right, all right. It is Mike and Christina, the odds couple, here to bring you week 4 NFL picks. Mike, since you
How
are
was your week? Oh,
kicking my ass,
wait.
I'll
We
do it
seem to be
next week. I will
something.
do the background next week because I like my backyard. It's so pretty.
That's not the point. When you lose a bet, you
I'll
have
do it next week,
experience.
okay? I'll do it next week. I have the picture.
It's a good one. You're not going to want to miss next week's episode. So. It's sitting in a similar chair, but we call it a throne. It's just not a queen's throne. It's a different throne. So how did you do last week, my friend?
I went 1-3 because the Eagles defensive guy who would never touch a football ever decided to run it back with no time left. When they were up by a point, all they had to do was fall on the ball and the game was over. But he decided to score a touchdown. So then that is how Philly ended up covering, because they did not cover. It was basically, like I said, a 1-point game until that happened. Blocked.
Isn't that the shits? Pun intended for next week.
Otherwise, we would have had an even week.
That's good. I was 3-1. The only one that got Christina and I, specifically I on that one, is the Packers. That was a crazy upset, which really pissed me off because I had the Packers in my suicide pool against the Browns too, which meant that $75 is out the door because you picked the winner one time. And good night.
All right. So,
well, let's see. Big week last week. Yeah. Oh, just a little bit of craziness that happened last week, real quick. You know, it was like just the amount of blocked field goals was insane last week. That was
the story of the day. Everybody had a block field goal. Yeah. Everybody had this, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, dude. I think I was texting you and a buddy of mine. And I think it was this past weekend, but that was the morning games were insane. They were 8-1 on the over, right? Which kind of makes sense with block field goals and returns for touchdowns and pick sixes all over the damn place. So,
yep.
Anyways, yeah, dude. Did you see that one dude for the Vikings? Isaiah Rodgers. He had an 87-yard interception for a touchdown, and then he also had a 66-yard fumble return for a touchdown. They were saying that that's the first time ever that anybody's had 2 returns on defense at that kind of yardage. Anyways, it was just an interesting fact that I found kind of interesting that somebody set a record for 2 defensive touchdowns. Same player. But
no, I get it. It was crazy. Last week was crazy. What other game was it that ended up being a crazy game at the end?
Oh, dude, there was just so many. It was the Lions, just kicked the crap out of the Ravens. And dude, I was reading they had 7.
Oh yeah, on Monday night. We were I was like, what the hell's going on? The Ravens defense all of a sudden is non-existent. And Kansas City looked terrible. And it was the Giants. Their offense still looked terrible. And the Giants, that was one of the worst games I've watched. I was like, this is a horrible, horrible game. Both teams look bad. So
yeah, I think it's so bad. Well, I mean, it's Russell's Russell right now, right? But you looked at him what was it, 2 weeks ago? And the guy looked like his original young self. And then you go put money on him. Well, he did get benched.
I guess they're going with the Jackson Dart, right?
Yep. My guess is that coach is trying to save his bacon and just basically going, cool, this is what the crowd wants. Let's see what happens. It's a nuclear option.
Because Daniel Jones is actually playing really well for the Colts. And it's wow. What a difference. What a difference, I guess, the coaching staff can make, right?
Weird how that works. Yeah, and then you got your boy, not my boy, but your boy, Justin Fields, coming back this week. So from this little concussion.
Oh, yeah. So, and they're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins are favored. I'm staying away from that game because neither team looks exceptional, but I'm going to give the edge to the Jets because Miami is falling apart already.
I don't think so, but I kind of lean Miami on that. They can't go 0-win forever, so somebody's got to win at some point in time. Oh, yeah. And at home, might as well take them at home.
Yeah.
What's your week one pick?
My week one pick, I'm going to start off with Chargers at the Giants. You got a first starting quarterback. Obviously, the Chargers have a much better quarterback, especially with Harbaugh being the coach. So much better coach as well than what the Giants have. And they're supposed to win by 6.5 in New York. And I'm going to say that the Chargers do that because I guess apparently under Harbaugh, they're actually winning the close games, and some games they're knocking people completely out. So I'm gonna go Chargers minus 6.5.
We didn't discuss our picks prior to, and that was one of mine as well. So I'm taking San Diego minus 6.5, or I guess it's
not
Los
San
Angeles,
Diego anymore.
Los Angeles. That's when the old people come out and they're like the Oakland Raiders. No, they're not the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, I know, because I still say San Diego Chargers. I'm like, they're the forever San Diego Chargers because you can't sing their Supercharger song without saying San Diego Superchargers.
My girl, that's funny. So yeah, I got Chargers minus 6.5. So what's your pick number 2?
Okay, Jags at the 49ers. I just think the Niners are better coached. Yet I think Brock Purdy may be coming back this week. Yes. Christian, but Mac Jones looked good the last 2 weeks as well. They are obviously a well-coached team. Nick Bosa, unfortunately, is out on defense, but their defense is still playing lights out since they now have the Jets' old head coach, Saleh. So he's got San Francisco's defense looking like San Francisco's defense a few years ago when they should have won the Super Bowl, but then they decided to play differently in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Side note that sometimes these coaches are just destined and better at being a coordinator, specialist coach. Yeah, exactly. Like offense, defense. Yeah. So very interesting. My second pick is going to be the Ravens Chiefs over 48.5. Ravens Chiefs over 48.5. I think obviously we watched Lamar. That team can score in droves. I think the question is Chiefs, which clearly they have. I mean, like them, don't like them, how they played, how they haven't played. They have the potential to score a lot of points, good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm taking the over 48.5. I don't think either defense can play. The question is, do the Chiefs score some points?
I think Baltimore's a little angry at their record right now because they dropped 2 games that they clearly should have won. And then, so they're a little angrier, and then Kansas City got their win against New York, but they should be just as angry because they look terrible in that win. Yeah. So,
yeah, you see the little Kelsey meltdown with the coach, and then but coach handled it well. He's like, we need that fire.
I'm loving the memes that they have people like doing Taylor Swift is gonna beat the shit out of Kelsey. Because he clearly has butterfingers.
That's funny.
It is hilarious.
Well, hey, we all need a sugar mama. So if his career.
Well, he already has one because she definitely is. She's definitely a sugar mama.
His career longevity is shorter than hers, shall we say?
Yes. Well, now I hope that they have good prenups.
I'm certain that is the case.
I'm certain that is the case too. So. All right. So for my third pick, Bengals at Denver. I'm going with the over on that, even though I know Denver can be But I think Denver can score now too. So I'm going to go the over 44. I think the Bengals will figure out how to score. I just don't think they're going to win. I didn't like the number though, so I just went with the over on that game.
All right. Yeah, I was the same way. I was thinking over. I was leaning that way when I looked at it. But, that's like Browning, I think it's their backup quarterback.
Yes.
Right, in Cincinnati. He looked like a world beater 2 weeks ago, and then he looked like he didn't even know how to play yesterday. But then again, that offensive line can't stop freaking the Pee Wee youth leagues of America. So it'll be interesting. And Broncos have a really good D. So, but yeah, that was the only thing that scared me away from it is which Browning and offense is going to show up for Cincinnati. But I did like the over. My third pick, don't make me have to drive to Vegas and hit you with a waterboarding exercise.
Why?
I'm taking... I was trying to keep it without me going too off the rails there. I'm taking the Raiders. Raiders minus 1.5. They're a team that I'm not a fan of ever, but I think they're at home. I think they show up.
Well, they have a better coach.
They do.
Or a proven better coach than Chicago. Chicago had it's his first, he's a rookie head coach. Good offensive coordinator with Detroit. So we'll see. I stayed away from that game for that reason because I'm just like, Raiders got rolled last weekend by Washington, and I was like, but they're back home. And Chicago,
back home.
You just never know with Chicago. Like, they might play lights out like for one quarter and then decide like, oh, we have to play Chicago again and lose.
Yeah, they like shut it down in the second half for whatever reason, and or the fourth quarter, and they just squander it away. And like I said, I think the Raiders are under Pete Carroll. Unlike you, like he's probably a more proven coach.
Yeah,
probably a better coach.
He is the youngest. I think he's like 75. They said he's the youngest 75 because he's out there with the defense, screaming and being, his goofy self. So.
Yeah, it seemed like I saw some documentary or something where he's like an avid gum chewer, and they're just like he goes through like multiple packs of gum because he's always like chewing it, throwing it out, chewing it, throwing it out. Fourth pick for you.
Colts at the Rams. I think they have the Colts. I wrote it down wrong because I'm sure it was the Colts not favored, right, on that one?
Let me look real quick. I don't know. I didn't take that one. No, Rams are favored by 3.5.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Colts plus 3.5 just because the Colts are playing well. If they do win, it's probably a field goal game, so that half point makes me want to take the Colts with the points.
Got it.
Watch them win by 4, and I'll be like, motherfucker.
Well, we are back to international play, and this is going to be the Vikings and the Steelers are in Dublin.
Is that where
Dublin,
they are?
Ireland. They are Croke Park, Dublin, Ireland, currently. So,
that's why they're playing at 6:30 in the morning.
That is correct. It always excites me because I'm up at 4 a.m. anyways. I'm looking for something to do. So, ready to go at 6:30 a.m. But I'm going to take neutral field, of course. I'm going to take the Steelers. Steelers plus 2.5. I think it's because, I like Darren's going to play well for the Steelers, I think, this year. So, and he had to get in the ass a little bit
I will say, the Vikings have a pretty good defense, so they'll probably blitz a lot. Mm-hmm. So it'll depend on, I think they like to blitz more than any other team, is the thing I read.
Yep.
So, you're probably, I would, yeah. I stayed away from that game because I was like, I don't know. I don't know which Steeler team is going to show up.
Yeah, so. It'll be an interesting game because obviously, they played okay. I mean, the Vikings still played well without McCarthy last week. And you got what's his name? Carson Wentz, right behind the center.
Uh-huh.
Again, I don't know that Carson Wentz. The problem I have with Carson Wentz, right, is he's hit or miss, right? He's hit or miss as a quarterback. So I think he's going to go back in the Miss world. I think he just had some motivation last week, and we'll see. We'll see. I think he goes back to his average performing self. So.
Carson Wentz's his big issue was he's made of glass. He was like remember Sam Bradford, who had the neck injury but got $50 million, like got the most of rookie contract because they like did something that first year and then they went right back to something else after they guaranteed him $50 million, and then he got a neck injury like in preseason that sat him out for the whole year, and then when he came back, like everything would go wrong with him. It's like, dude, you had a neck injury. You probably should not come back.
Yeah.
That's
and
severe.
I like to go a lot with the Vikings too, that they're like the Seahawks. They just like to disappoint people. So Vikings are always disappointing. So I'm going to project this as a disappointing Ireland game. So
that is true.
So I would love to be there watching the game, because I don't know if I've ever been to Ireland other than a military diversion and stuck at the airport due to weather. So, but I would love to go there and get out in the country.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
we're going to make that one of our bets one of these times. Like, loser has to treat the other to Ireland. How about that?
That's a pretty steep bet, but...
All right. Well, good luck this week, my friend. Looking forward to. I'm due to take a bad week, so hopefully I can keep the run going. But 3-1 every week so far. We'll see what this week holds.
Yep. All right.